Diptarupa, a lot of noise is coming. Yes. Okay, right. It's right now.
Is it clear now?
A lot of noise is taking. Yeah, it's clear now. Sometimes it is taking a lot of noise.
Okay.
Again it is taking a lot of noise. Yeah.
Is it okay now? Hello.
Yeah, it's okay now. It's okay now.
Okay. So I have shared my screen. Good evening, everyone. So as Shayok have already mentioned that the time that you are actually giving to all of us, the time should not be wasted. We have taken 2 hours of yours and we value that 2 hours, and we are going to give you something which you cannot find so easily in other platforms. I was also watching the session earlier and I found out that the session was extremely well designed, and this type of materials, this type of learning you cannot find in other platforms in such a less amount of cost as per my knowledge. Okay, so moving to the next session with Excel with AI masterclass. This is a data set where I have actually created a expense tracker. In this expense tracker, that is basically date column, category, description, payment mode and amount. Let me break down it a little bit. As per the 1st February of 2026, suppose I have spent 80 rupees on what? On food. The description of the food was basically that it was taken in the breakfast time. And how have I made the payment? I have made the payment by cash. On the same day, on transport, I have made a payment of 40 rupees by UPI. The description was bus fare. In this way, I have created an expense tracker for the entire month of February 2026. Now from this data, suppose you want to find out some intuitions. You want to solve out some queries. How would you solve out some queries with the help of AI? I will obviously explain that. But here I have written those queries for all of you. Suppose these queries are supposed to be solved by you. What are the queries? Find the total expense for the entire month of February 2026. Calculate the total amount of spending on the food category. Calculate the total amount spent on transport during the month. This type of 9 queries is given and you have to solve these 9 queries with the help of AI or manually. Now if I go manually one by one and if I want to solve it, it will take around 15 to 20 minutes to solve down all these problems or all these queries. And if I do it by AI, it will take 1 minute. So let me solve couple of queries manually, then I will show you that how to do it with the help of AI. And one more thing that is very important, that many of you might feel that whatever was being shown earlier, we cannot integrate all those things in our Excel because some of the candidates might be using the Excel which is not genuine. Some of the students doesn't have that student version of Excel or the registered version of Excel. So in those cases, as Shayok has already mentioned, that if you are not a registered user, if you are not getting a proper Microsoft account, in those scenarios, you cannot actually get these options to integrate ChatGPT, Autopilot, GPT for Excel or all the other tools that Shayok has shown. To integrate all these tools with your Excel, you require a proper registration or a proper Microsoft account. And if you don't have that, you cannot actually use these tools. Then what can you do? That I will show you. In this lecture, I will show you that if you don't have these options, if you cannot integrate all these options in your Excel, how can you actually solve out all the queries, find out all the things with the help of AI in Excel? Okay, so stay tuned for that. Now suppose for the first query, it is a very simple query. It is telling find the total expense for the entire month of February 2026. So we have an expense column already. This is the expense column which is named as amount, and from this expense column or from this amount column I have to find out the total amount of expenses. So to find out the total in Excel, it is very simple. It is very easy to be done. We can use the sum function. If we use the sum function, we can actually easily calculate the total expense of the entire month of February 2026. So after giving sum, I am selecting the entire range of the numbers, which is basically the numbers are in the amount column. So I have selected the entire range and I have clicked on enter, and as you can see that the total amount of spending or total amount of expense on the month of February was 23,093. So we have solved the first query in Excel that was given here. We have found out the total expense of for the entire month of February 2026. So I hope it is very easy. Everyone can do that. Now the second thing is calculate the total amount spent on food category. Calculate the total amount spent on the transport category. Now how to solve this type of problems? Find the total amount paid using UPI. Okay, I will solve the second and third query now. So for that, I will use a very simple thing. One is unique function. Many of you might have heard about this unique function. Unique function is basically used to find out different categories from a column. Now in this description column or in this category column, you will find several categories. Like you will find the categories of food, transport, grocery, again food, again transport, entertainment, food, grocery, etc. Now if I want to find out only the unique categories, that is only food, grocery, transport and entertainment and bills, I can use the unique function. Within the unique function, I have to provide the range of the values or range of the cells. So I am selecting the range of the cells from food and clicking on the entire, dragging down the entire column, and as you can see, only the unique categories that are food, transport, grocery and entertainment, bills and shopping and health are being shortlisted here. In this way, with the help of unique function, you can actually sort out or you can filter out the unique categories that are present in the column. That can be done with the help of payment mode categories also, description categories also. Now, I want to find out that how much money I have spent on food, how much money I have spent on transport, how much money on grocery, entertainment, bills, shopping and health. So for that, what can I do? For that, I will basically use another function. Many of you might have done some courses on Excel or some understanding of Excel is already present within you. So can anyone out of you tell me what function can be used to extract the amount of spending that I have done on food or amount of spending that I have done on transport or grocery? Can anyone help me in this? Anyone? Which function can be used to extract the amount of money that I have spent on food or transport or grocery or entertainment? Okay, I wish no one is willing to help me, so let me figure it out. We can use the function that is called SUMIF. SUMIF is a function which is basically used to sum any values but with the help of a condition. What is the difference between sum and SUMIF? In sum, you don't have any condition attached to it, but in the case of SUMIF, there is a condition that is attached to it. So within the SUMIF, I have to give the range at first. What should I provide? I have to provide the range. Now what will be our range? Our range will be basically these categories. So I am selecting all the categories here. 1 minute. Yeah, I can select the entire column also. That will also work. The B column, which is holding the categories. Then after giving a comma, I have to provide the criteria. Which criteria? That means basically upon which criteria I want the amount spending. I want to find out how much money I have spent on food. So what is our category? Our category is food in that case. I want to find out how much money I have spent on transport. In that case, our category is transport. So in the first cell, when I am writing this formula, I want to find out how much money I have spent on food. So I am just going to write food, not food exactly. I am just clicking on the cell which consists food. Then sum range will be done on the amount column. Okay, So I am selecting the amount column and then I am dragging down it. Okay, so as you can see from here, we have actually created the amount of money that I have spent on each categories in the entire month of February. Okay, in this way you can actually fetch out the entire data. You can actually create how much money you have spent on each categories of the expense tracker. So second and third query both is now being solved. What is our second category? Second query, calculate the total amount spent on the food category. So what is the answer to it? The amount of total amount that is being sold on food category is 4930 rupees and transport it is 1255. So we have actually solved out the second and third query. In this way we can do the fourth and fifth query as well. Find the total amount paid using UPI as the payment mode. Okay, so suppose let me delete this, and now I am going to find out the different payment modes. How many payment modes are present here? Probably cash, UPI and card. These are the three probable different payment modes. Now if I want to find out that if there is any other payment mode present or not, or at once if I want to find out all the payment modes, all the unique payment modes, I can again use the unique function, and within the unique function I can provide the range of the values, and if I enter, you will see that there are basically three payment modes: cash, UPI and card. Now if I want to find out that how much money I have spent by cash, how much money I have spent by UPI and how much money I have spent by card, again I can use the SUMIF function, and within the SUMIF function I have to provide the range. What is our range? Range is basically these values with under the column of transaction or payment mode. Then I have to provide the criteria. Our criteria is cash as per this cell, and sum range is basically the amounts or the values of the amounts. Now if I execute this, you will find out that how much money I have spent by cash. By cash I have spent 4725 rupees, by UPI 9739 rupees, and by card I have spent the money of 8629 rupees. In this way you can find out your most spending is done by which method, by cash or by UPI or by card. So in this way we can solve our fourth or fifth query. So till now I have only solved till this point, till the fourth query. The average amount spent per transaction, this is also very easy to calculate. If you want to calculate the average amount spent per transaction, you have to just calculate the average. Okay, so you have to use the average function. Just write equals average, and then you have to select the range of the spent amount. So our range is basically all these values in the amount, and this is our average amount spent per transaction. Okay, that means at an average we have spent 274 rupees. At an average we have spent 274 rupees, that is 274 rupees per transaction. So I have solved till the fifth query already, and it has already covered 10 minutes of the class, probably 15 minutes of the class. Now if I want to solve all the 10 queries in this class, it will take around 30 to 40 minutes or probably 40 minutes. But we can do all these things with the help of AI in just 1 or 2 or 3 minutes. Let me show you how. So for that, what can we do? At first we will select the entire data. What will we do? We will select the entire data. So let me select the entire data. This is the interesting part. Okay, be prepared everyone. At first you have to select your entire data. You have to copy your entire data. By pressing Ctrl+C, you have to copy your entire data, and you don't need anything here. Suppose your Excel version is not genuine, your Excel is not working, your Excel Microsoft account is not genuine, doesn't matter. Suppose you are not being able to integrate all these options, it really doesn't matter. You have copied the data. Now you open your Chrome browser. I hope Chrome browser is what we all are using nowadays. Everyone has an account in Chrome browser at least. Go to ChatGPT. You all have account logged in within ChatGPT, and then copy the data. Then by pressing Ctrl+V, you just paste the data. You do what? You just paste the data. Okay, so I have pasted the data. Now after pasting the data, I will select the 9 queries. 9 queries that are written here, I will basically copy those queries. Okay, and I will again go to ChatGPT, and after the dataset, I will paste these 9 queries. Just after pasting the dataset, I will paste these 9 queries one by one, and I will run this. As per my experience, it will take around 2 to 3 minutes, but it will give you the entire 9 queries completely solved, and you can go in Excel and you can copy and paste the results. Paste the results of the query that you have given here. Okay, so till now, if you wait for 2 or 3 minutes, it will give the result. But till now, we have solved 5 queries. Let me show you the 6th query also. Just for the moment, as the ChatGPT is solving the query. So what is the 6th query? Identifies the highest single expense transaction in the dataset. Highest single transaction. Can anyone tell me how to identify the highest single transaction from this dataset? This is the amount column that is holding the values of the spending. Now, out of all these values of the amount, how to find out the highest value? How to find out the maximum value? How to find out the highest transaction? Can anyone tell us which function can be used to find out the highest transaction? So to find out the highest transaction, the function that you can use is called max function. Within the max function, you have to provide the range of the values, that is the amount values, and then you have to enter, and you will find out the highest transaction is 1400. The highest transaction is 1400, which is present here. The card was basically the payment method, and it was a shopping. It was a case of a shopping where a jeans was being bought and it was done by a card. So in this way you can find out the highest transaction, that is 1400. Now let me go to ChatGPT and see if the ChatGPT, yes, the ChatGPT has given all this. Now look into this. The ChatGPT has not only given the results, but it also has given you the Excel formulas by which you can actually calculate all this result. Excel functions and the formulas that can be written with the help of those functions with exact cell reference. With exact cell reference, the ChatGPT has provided you, and now you can actually see all these 9 queries that I was trying to solve in 20 minutes or 30 minutes. It is now being solved under 2 minutes only. Okay, so look, this table is also being created by ChatGPT. The table that I have made here earlier, where was the table? No, the table, I haven't made this table, I had made a different table. But although, if you want to make a table, ChatGPT can make that also. And all this consumption, look, top 3 highest expense transactions. We have already calculated this, that jeans was the most highest, jeans was the highest expense transaction of 1400. So ChatGPT has also calculated that and has given all these things under calculation. Now you can do what? You can either copy this and go to your Excel and paste this as per your report preparation, or you can also copy the formula and calculate this in the Excel. So you don't have to worry about writing formulas or writing functions, and you don't have to worry even if you don't have the GPT for Excel, GPT for Word, or Autopilot or ChatGPT within your Excel. Even if you have an account in ChatGPT, you can go to that, you can copy your data, paste your data, and you can find out your results as per the availability. Okay, so this is a very easy way to calculate and do the calculations of work within ChatGPT. Tell me if there is any doubt regarding this aspect of how to do this. Everyone, it is clear? Okay. So have anyone used ChatGPT like this before? Is there anyone who have used ChatGPT like this before? If you haven't used, then write no or say no, or if you yes, if you have used, then say yes. Okay, Ornobi has used already, very good. Shumit has said no. Mona Lisa is saying yes. Okay, what about the others? Okay, so let me tell you one thing, that even if you have used ChatGPT like this earlier, or all those methods that are being taught by you in this way, when you have a very big data set, these methods might not work. Okay, I'm not saying that it will not work, but it might not work. So it is very important that you also learn Excel the hard way. Learning the Excel in the hard way means you are not just actually learning the Excel by applying ChatGPT, or learning the Excel by applying GPT for Excel Word. You are also learning the functions and formulas that are inbuilt in Excel. And learning the Excel in that hard way will make yourself much more prepared, because when you are going into companies, okay, someone wants to join, yeah. So when you are actually applying for the different job roles in different companies, ChatGPT will not be accessible everywhere. That is the first thing. In the private companies, you cannot directly access ChatGPT, or in the private companies, they have their AI model, inbuilt model AI, but obviously you cannot access ChatGPT or GPT for Excel Word or Autopilot in the private companies. They have their own AI models, and sometimes when you have to make a dashboard, when you have to make a visual representation of the data, when you have to prepare a sales report out of your data, in all of those cases, GPT or AI might not help you properly or in 100% way. You can take guidance of GPT. You can take the some help to some extent by GPT or AI, but don't rely on GPT for 100%. If you don't know how to use the SUMIF function, then even the Excel is giving you or AI is giving it to you and you are fitting it, in some cases you will escape, but not in every case. In every case you will not escape in those situations, because you have to know the functions properly. If you don't know VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, XLOOKUP properly, and AI is giving you the formula or the function, you are just pasting it into Excel and your work is going really well, this will not work in the private companies in that way. You have to learn Excel in the hard way. As I have already mentioned, that the visual representation of the data, dashboard making, in all those cases AI might not help you to such extent. And AI can help you in the function generation or formula generation in a great extent, but not in the cases of visualization or power pivot presentation, and in all those cases. And AI will not rescue you in 100% of the times. So try to learn Excel in the hard way. That's why we have actually launched our course. That will be a 20 hours course. 20 hours course means it will be around 2 months of time. The course will be containing around 2 months of time, and the course will be just of rupees 299. So as Shayok have already told about this course, so it is a very cheap course. Very cheap course. That means the quality of the contents that we have provided in the course is huge. We are going to provide PPTs, we are going to provide notes, we are going to provide real life projects that can be completed by you, and after the completion of the project you will get our certifications also. So it will be a complete power packed scenario for you if you enroll into these courses. And in that course there is a AI segmentation that is also included. Okay, as Shayok have already mentioned, that due to the paucity of time or shortness of the time, we cannot actually complete the entire parts of AI. Within that course, all the inclusions of the AI is also made, so you will get a more understanding, more depth about how to use AI in Excel in those courses also. Okay, now tell me if there is any doubt about the class, and if there is no doubt, then please share your feedbacks about the class. How was the class?